Yo guys, what is up? C-Ray back with another video, and today I'm going to show you guys how to start calisthenics. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. Alright guys, so the first thing we're going to start off with is push-ups. If you can't do push-ups and you're super weak, then you can always regress and do knee push-ups, which is an easier variation that you can try out. So there's a progression for everyone in calisthenics for push-ups. This is how to perform the push-up correctly, and this is what you should be doing, guys. So first things first, you want to have an even hand placement, just like this. Go down onto the floor and make sure your feet are together and your legs are together in the push-up. Next thing you want to do is make sure that your arms are straight and your elbows are pretty much straight too. And you also want to make sure your shoulders are over your hands. Then you go down, retract your scapula a little bit, go close to the ground. You'd have to completely touch it unless you really want to, and then go back up, keeping a straight body and engaging that core, guys. So that is one of the first things you can do. If you can't do a push-up and you're struggling and you're super weak, then you can also do a knee push-up just like this. And the great thing about this, guys, is that it's going to prepare you well for the push-up, because you're going to be in the same position for the actual push-up with your upper body. And also, if you do want to make the knee push-up harder and you still can't quite get the full push-up, then you can always do knee archer push-ups just like this, focusing on one side at a time. And then that will suit you and get you to a nice place when you eventually get to archer push-ups, the full archer push-ups. So that is one of the first things you should do for chest. Alright, so once you guys get to a good level of push-ups, you can move through the progressions and eventually get to harder exercises such as pike push-ups and dips. The very first thing you guys want to be doing is learning pike push-ups. There are easier variations that you can do for pike push-ups, such as doing Hindu push-ups, which is a great exercise, and also dive bomber push-ups, which is going to build up that shoulder strength. The way you do that is pretty simple, and I'll show you guys right now. So the very first thing you can do for pike push-ups is as follows. So I'm going to go for the dive bomber push-ups, but they're very similar to the Hindu push-ups, and some people even say they're the same thing. So what you want to do is basically get in the same push-up position right here, guys. And instead of being like this in a push-up, you want to lift your butt in the air, and you kind of want to come through it as if you're like going under a fence. And this is going to activate the shoulders a lot more, and you're essentially doing the same motion you would do in a pike push-up, but it's going to become a lot easier for you. When you get good at doing that, guys, you can then eventually build up the strength to be able to do pike push-ups, which is going to be a great exercise to build up those shoulders, and eventually lead you to combine that with your push-ups and be able to do dips, which I'm going to show you next. So the pike push-ups are pretty simple to execute. The first thing you guys want to do is get in the same position you would be for the push-up, but instead of being and having your legs straight, you want to walk up just like this. Hamstring flexibility is going to be very pivotal in this movement. As soon as you get to this position, lean forward with your toes and your body and try to make your shoulders do the work. You drop down, get close to the ground, and then come back up just like this, and you want to be coming back into position like that. So make it one swift movement, and it should be like this, looking pretty smooth. Eventually, when you guys get good at that, you can then elevate your feet to make it even harder, and this is going to be also a great progression to get to the handstand push-ups. Let's go to the next exercise to target the lower part of the chest. We've already targeted the top and the middle, so let's target the final part. Okay guys, so now that we've targeted the upper portion of the chest with the pike push-ups and the shoulders and the midsection and the mid portion of the chest, we are now going to focus more on the lower chest, but also the shoulders, the triceps, and a little bit of the forearms too. This exercise that we're going to use to target all of these areas is going to be dips. You can do dips in two different ways. The first way is by simply doing some chair dips, or chair tricep dips, some people call it, which is going to be the easier progression to do. And this is what it's going to look like. The next one you can do is going to be normal dips, and you can pretty much do these anywhere as long as you have maybe 2 kitchen countertops that you can use at home, or somewhere like this, which is pretty fortunate in my case to film this video. So what you want to do with dips is make sure your hands are in the same position each side, and you also want to make sure that as you come down on the repetition, your shoulders and your elbows are in line at a 90-degree angle. So that is going to be the perfect position. You can go slightly further down, and you can go slightly further up to protect your shoulders and rotator cuffs, but as long as you're pretty much 90 degrees, it's going to be fine, and this is what it's going to look like. The very last exercise that we're gonna do, guys, if you can't do dips yet, is going to be diamond push-ups, knee diamond push-ups, tricep extension push-ups, or knee tricep extension push-ups. These exercises can all be called different things, but I'm gonna show you how to perform them individually. So if you're very weak and you're struggling with doing dips, you can do knee diamond push-ups, diamond position with your fingers, and target your triceps right here, guys. If that becomes too easy, you can then go to the full diamond push-ups, which I'd recommend anyone to do to build up their triceps. And if this is also too easy, guys, or even too hard, you can mix it up by doing this exercise right here, which I call tricep extension push-ups, which is pretty much like a tricep extension in the gym, but you're obviously using gravity and the floor. All you're gonna do is push up just like this, controlling the eccentric motion and trying to push up as fast as you can. And obviously you can also do the knee variation right here, guys, when you go on your knees and do it like this. So those are the ones that I'd recommend for the final strength exercises for push day. The very last thing we are going to do is going to be a balance skill, which is the very first one you should learn if you're starting calisthenics. So you obviously need a good amount of strength to be able to do calisthenics. And when it comes to the pushing movements, you need to be focusing on strength-based movements to build up the strength to be able to try to learn the balancing skills in calisthenics, because you're going to need a certain amount of strength to perform skills that include your balance. The very first skill that we're going to learn, guys, is going to be the frog stand, otherwise known as the crow pose 2. They are slightly different, but they do come under the same bracket and they are in the same family of beginner balance skills. And this is going to be a skill where you have your hands just like this. You want to be in this squatting position right here to start off the movement. All you want to do, guys, is lean into it like this. Try to balance your knees onto your elbows. So what you're going to do is line them up nicely, come into it like this, and you're going to be using your hands to balance, lifting your feet up gradually and trying to balance just like this. This is not only going to help you in terms of your shoulder strength and your overall upper body strength, but also it's going to help you be in the right positioning for things like the handstand with your hands, and also it's going to help understand full body control for yourself to eventually get to a higher level. And that is it for today's video, guys, on how to start calisthenics push day edition. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to like, and if you guys want to see the next version of how to start calisthenics, which is going to include back, core, or legs, then make sure to subscribe for more videos just like this, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.